Jesus is crying and trying to reach you right now. This message is only for you. If you skip even 1 second, you will lose him forever. What's coming in 30 minutes will shock you. Open now. My child, my beloved. Before I speak another word, you must understand, heaven is weeping because of how close you came to walking away from everything that was meant for your soul. Jesus is crying right now. His voice has been echoing across the skies all morning, calling your name over and over again, but something has been blocking the sound from reaching you. I, Archangel Michael, was commanded to intervene. I was ordered to deliver this final cry straight to your heart, because what's about to happen in the next 30 minutes has never been spoken before. You are not reading this by accident. Heaven arranged this divine interruption so that you would finally hear what no one else has had the right to know. Do not delay, my child. If you skip this, you will miss what was written into your destiny long ago. My child, my beloved. There is a time when heaven speaks softly, and a time when heaven cries out in agony. Right now, it is the latter. Jesus has been trying to get through to you, but every time you turned away, something sacred was delayed. But tonight, yes, tonight, your name is circling in heaven's courts again. And this time, it's not just about a message, it's about a divine reversal. A tragedy was set in motion behind your back, but this message holds the key to stopping it. That's why Jesus is reaching for you through tears. He's not just trying to save your heart, he's trying to save your life. And he's begging that you do not ignore what you're about to read. My child, my beloved. There's something you need to understand quickly. There was a sound in heaven early this morning. It wasn't music. It wasn't praise. It was the sound of Jesus crying for you. A sound that shook the gates. A sound that made the other angels turn their heads and ask, "Why is he weeping?" And the answer was you. He saw what almost happened to you last night. He saw what was written in the shadows by a hand that does not belong to God. And he knew, if you skip this message, that darkness could still win. But heaven is intervening through this word. And you, my beloved, are the only one who can respond fast enough to shift what's coming. My child, my beloved. The clock is moving and you are not safe unless you listen carefully. There's a person around you who smiled at you recently, but their heart was hiding something heavy. Their intentions were not sent by heaven. And Jesus saw it. He cried because he knew that you still trust them. And he sent me to reveal this. Within the next 30 minutes, their decision could change your story forever. But if you stay with this message, if you follow every word heaven gives you tonight, you will not only be protected, you will rise into the miracle they try to destroy. My child, my beloved. You must understand how serious this is. This is not a general message. This is not for everyone. This is the kind of message that only reaches the one who has been marked for something extraordinary. You are that one. You've been feeling it, haven't you? That pull. That divine interruption. That strange quiet before the shift. That's heaven trying to get your attention. But now, Jesus is no longer whispering. He's pleading. If you skip this, if you walk away, even just for a second, what was supposed to be a celebration could turn into heartbreak. But I won't let that happen to you. I'm standing between what's coming and what's yours. My child, my beloved. Someone is watching you. Not in the way you think. Someone powerful. Someone whose name is being whispered in places you don't yet know. They are being moved to make a decision involving you. A choice that could open the floodgates of favor or delay everything. They don't even realize that God is using them. But Jesus does. That's why he's been crying. That's why I was sent. Because your miracle is not just spiritual, it's financial, emotional, physical. And it is already signed. But one wrong turn, one ignored moment, and the enemy will try to redirect it. Do not allow that. Stay. Read every word. What comes next will shock you. My child, my beloved. You are standing at a threshold right now. I wish you could see what I see. I see the edge of something enormous, something that has waited years for your yes. But so many times before, you hesitated. So many times, the world pulled your attention away just seconds before the message could land. But not this time. Jesus is watching with tears in his eyes. He knows what's coming. He knows the battle that was designed to ruin you, and he also knows the secret heaven just unlocked to rescue you. There is someone in your circle who is about to make a move that will look innocent on the outside, but behind it is a deception so carefully crafted, even your spirit might not detect it in time. That's why this message cannot wait. That's why Jesus is crying, and I'm standing here to speak for him. I'm here to stand guard over what is about to be revealed. My child, my beloved. Do you remember the moment when you almost gave up? Heaven does. I was there. I saw the moment when you stared at the ceiling, wondering why God kept you here when everything around you felt like it was falling apart. And yet, you stayed. You breathed. You got back up. That moment was not forgotten. That moment was recorded in heaven's courtroom. And now, that very same courtroom has unsealed something you were never supposed to see until today. It's a document, spiritual, sacred, sealed with heaven's fire. And it contains not only your name, but the full list of promises that have been held back by delay, betrayal, and sabotage. The reason Jesus is crying is because today is the day it was supposed to be delivered. But if you skip this, if you walk away before the final word is given, the seal may be closed again, and no angel will be able to reopen it without a sacrifice. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. A letter has already been written in the spiritual realm. I saw it with my own eyes. On it, your name was glowing. But there was something strange about it, there were tears falling on the page. Jesus himself had written the letter, but his tears stained the words as he wept over the possibility of you missing it again. Not because of rebellion. Not because of disobedience. But because of how easily this world distracts those who carry divine destiny. You've been marked for something that requires stillness, clarity, and surrender. And in this very hour, Jesus is asking one thing from you: don't walk away. Don't scroll past. Don't lose sight. The revelation in the next few lines could protect you from making the biggest mistake of your life, a decision you were just about to make without knowing what was truly happening behind the scenes. My child, my beloved. Someone you are about to trust with your heart is not who they appear to be. They have studied your softness. They have admired your strength. But their spirit has been infected with jealousy. And while they've smiled in your presence, they have murmured lies in secret. Jesus heard every word. And it hurt him because he knows how much you care. You would never suspect this person. But that's why he is pleading through this message. He is not angry at you. He's protecting you. He's guarding the treasure that is your spirit. He knows you deserve love that heals, not love that hides weapons behind compliments. The next 30 minutes carry a divine warning. If you stay here, if you read what I've been commanded to reveal next, your discernment will be activated in ways that will leave you breathless. But if you turn away, you may not see the betrayal coming until it is too late. My child, my beloved. You were never meant to be ordinary. That's why the pain in your life has never been ordinary. That's why your blessings have always come with battle. You've been chosen in a way few others will ever understand. And it's that divine choosing that makes you a target for unseen warfare. But heaven is tired of watching you fight with one arm tied behind your back. Jesus cried today not because he doubted you, but because he knew you were still unaware of just how much power you've been carrying all along. The enemy hopes you'll keep questioning your worth. He hopes you'll keep playing small, apologizing for your light, shrinking your dreams. But not anymore. This message is your divine awakening. This moment is the one that shifts everything. And I was sent to confirm what you've been feeling for weeks. You were never crazy. You were never alone. And the miracles that have felt far are now moving toward you at divine speed. My child, my beloved. A divine witness has stepped into your atmosphere. A person who has been given supernatural insight into your destiny is about to come forward. You don't know their name yet. You don't know their face. But heaven does. And their purpose is directly connected to unlocking what's been withheld. The moment you finish this message, their spirit will feel it. They will begin to move. And within days, possibly hours, they will find a way to show up in your story. This person will not come loudly. They will not carry titles or religious robes. They may not even realize how much God is using them. But they will deliver something, an opportunity, a name, a conversation, that will become the thread heaven uses to unravel years of delay in your life. And it all begins with this moment. If you give up on this message now, the signal will be interrupted. They may never find you in time. Jesus does not want that to happen again. That's why he's crying. That's why I'm still speaking. My child, my beloved. The reason you're still breathing is because your purpose is not finished. Many times, you asked yourself, why am I still here? You've survived things that others didn't. You walked away from circumstances that should have crushed you. That's not coincidence. That's covenant. Jesus stood over you in those moments you thought were the end. When you thought the pain would bury you, he covered you with his own tears. And now, tonight, he's crying again, not because you failed, but because you're about to step into the very thing he's been preparing for you, and he doesn't want you to miss a single detail. This is why you're seeing this message. This is why you're being stopped right now in this moment. Because your entire timeline is shifting. But it can only shift fully if you choose to stay and receive everything heaven is still trying to show you. My child, my beloved. There's a woman who once smiled at you and called you family. Her name has been written in red in the spirit because she carries a secret that has blocked something important from entering your life. You've trusted her. You've cried in front of her. But she is hiding something about your name, something she knows would change how you see everything. Jesus cried when he saw how close you were to finding out. He cried because he knew how deeply you care, and how much betrayal has already scarred your heart. I was sent to tell you the truth before she uses it against you. But this warning is time-sensitive. You have less than 30 minutes before something irreversible is spoken. If you stay in this message, I will show you the signs. But if you walk away, heaven cannot interfere without your permission. My child, my beloved. There is a door that's creaking open right now, a door you thought was permanently shut. You gave up praying for it. You gave up hoping for it. But heaven didn't. Jesus kept whispering your name in that place where the door was locked. He cried there. And I'm telling you, if you stay in alignment with this message, you will hear a knock before this week ends. Someone who once ignored you is about to return with an answer you stopped waiting for. But only if you remain positioned. This message is a divine setup. A conversation has already started behind your back, and this time, it's not to hurt you. It's to help you. Don't let the old disappointments convince you to quit before the blessing fully arrives. The ones who rejected you before will be used as witnesses to the miracle God is preparing to unfold. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. Do you remember the moment when you almost gave up? Heaven does. I was there. I saw the moment when you stared at the ceiling, wondering why God kept you here when everything around you felt like it was falling apart. And yet, you stayed. You breathed. You got back up. That moment was not forgotten. That moment was recorded in heaven's courtroom. And now, that very same courtroom has unsealed something you were never supposed to see until today. It's a document, spiritual, sacred, sealed with heaven's fire. And it contains not only your name, but the full list of promises that have been held back by delay, betrayal, and sabotage. The reason Jesus is crying is because today is the day it was supposed to be delivered. But if you skip this, if you walk away before the final word is given, the seal may be closed again, and no angel will be able to reopen it without a sacrifice. My child, my beloved. A shift is coming to your house. You may not feel it yet, but the walls of your dwelling are vibrating with spiritual tension. Someone prayed over your name recently. Someone who passed on. Someone who still carries love for you in eternity. Their voice has been crying out to God for your protection. That prayer is part of why this message reached you now. You weren't supposed to see this yet. But heaven had to override timing to protect your future. And Jesus. His tears, they are not weakness. They are warnings. They are divine alerts. When the Son of God weeps, the entire kingdom takes notice. And you, chosen one, you are the reason for that sound. Please, stay. The next few paragraphs will explain what he saw. And once you read them, you will never look at the people around you the same way again. My child, my beloved. There is a conversation happening about you behind closed doors. Someone thinks they've hidden the truth from you. But the veil has been torn. Their plan is leaking through the cracks, and I am placing a spotlight over it now. Their voice was heard yesterday. They whispered something about you with the intent to block your favor. But Jesus intervened. He stopped the words from reaching the ears of the one who could have hurt you. But he won't do it again if you choose silence. This message is your moment to rise, to awaken, to shift out of delay and into dominion. You were not born to be manipulated. You were not created to be lied to. What's coming in the next 30 minutes will confirm what your spirit has been warning you about for weeks. My child, my beloved. Heaven is not playing with you. This is not a poetic moment. This is not a symbolic sign. This is war. A battle for your joy. A battle for your voice. A battle for the peace that was stolen from you when you were too young to fight back. Jesus is crying because he sees how much of your heart has been drained. And yet, you keep loving. You keep praying. You keep believing. That kind of faith is rare. That kind of love is why he has not stopped calling your name. And now, right now, you're about to receive access to a realm of protection that even some angels are not permitted to enter without divine assignment. But again, I beg you, stay close to this message. If you miss the next wave of words, the enemy will find a way to twist what's about to be gifted to you. My child, my beloved. Someone who once called you family is not who you believe they are. A secret has been locked in their heart for months, maybe years. They are carrying something that was never supposed to be used against you, but they're preparing to reveal it out of jealousy. They don't know that heaven already saw their intention. They don't know that their every move has been recorded. And that is why this message carries so much weight. Jesus is not trying to scare you. He's trying to prepare you. The moment this truth reaches you, their plan collapses. That's why darkness is trying to distract you. That's why delay has followed you like a shadow. But no more. This is where the line is drawn. If you stay with me, if you continue reading, you will step over the line, and nothing from their old world will be able to follow you into the blessing. My child, my beloved. The spirit realm is not silent about you. Right now, even as you read this, there is a meeting taking place in heaven about your name. Not a metaphor, an actual gathering. Jesus is still at the center of it, still crying, still pressing his palms together for your sake. There are angels around him holding records of your past, the moments you stayed faithful even when it looked like everything was against you, the times you loved deeply and still lost, the nights when your pillow was soaked in tears you never let anyone see. And in that divine courtroom, there has been a declaration: we cannot let this child miss it again. I was dispatched because of that sentence. I was told to shield you from what was coming from behind and open your eyes to what's approaching from ahead. But the moment you ignore this message, the divine clock resets, and your breakthrough is pushed further back. That is not what Jesus wants. That is not what heaven wants. Please, stay. My child, my beloved. There's something about to be revealed through someone you never expected. A person who once walked away from your life is being pulled back, not to stay forever, but to drop off one final piece of truth that will unlock everything. They don't even understand why they're feeling the urge to speak to you. But the Spirit does. And it's not random timing. It's prophetic alignment. Jesus has orchestrated this encounter so carefully that even one skipped moment from you could unravel the entire sequence. This is not paranoia. This is spiritual accuracy. What is about to come to light will explain why so many things in your life have felt delayed, confused, or blocked. And once you understand what happened, heaven will allow the blessing to be released. But it begins with this message. And it begins with your decision to read it all. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. The person you've been thinking about while reading this, yes, that one, they are not who you think they are. There is more to their story. There is something they've been hiding, not to hurt you, but because they fear how much you mean to them. Their silence has wounded you, but it's not rejection, it's fear. Jesus cried when he saw how much power you gave to their absence. He saw how deeply you blamed yourself for things you couldn't control. But I need you to hear this now: what they did was not your fault. You did not love too much. You did not care too deeply. You simply gave your soul to someone who didn't yet know how to hold it. And now, they are being confronted by the Spirit of God. Heaven is speaking to them in ways they cannot run from. Whether they return or not is no longer your responsibility. But your healing? That begins now. And it starts with this message staying open until every drop of truth has been poured. My child, my beloved. I saw something strange this morning before I came to speak with you. A scroll rolled out in heaven, and on it were names, thousands of names. But yours was glowing. It was the only one. When I asked why, I was told this: because this one didn't give up. Heaven has honored your endurance. What you endured in silence was seen. What you survived without applause is now echoing through eternity. And for that reason alone, Jesus stood up. He rose and began declaring your name over and over again. That declaration shook everything that was assigned to block you. The chains began to rattle. The delay began to melt. And now, you are seconds away from the shift you've cried for, but only if you let this moment finish what it started. You cannot scroll past destiny. You cannot skip your resurrection. And right now, the Spirit is hovering over you, waiting for your full agreement to unleash the power that's been preserved just for you. My child, my beloved. I must tell you something now, and I want you to read these words slowly: you were never forgotten. Not even for a moment. While you thought heaven was silent, the angels were still circling your name. While you thought your prayers were unanswered, Jesus was planting the seeds of answers in soil you couldn't see. And today, yes, today, is the day those seeds begin to break through. That's why this message reached you. That's why everything else around you paused, why your heart led you here, even without understanding why. Because heaven had this planned before you even asked. And Jesus, still crying, has been waiting for this exact second to remind you that nothing you've gone through will go to waste. But only if you stay. This message is the bridge. Walk away, and you delay the harvest. Stay, and the windows of heaven will open wide and flood your life with what was promised all along. My child, my beloved. Someone is about to speak your name in a room you've never entered. And when they do, something major will shift. This will not be a casual mention, it will be a divine activation. Their words will unlock a pathway that was blocked. This person doesn't even fully understand why they feel drawn to you. But their spirit is responding to the cry of heaven. And if you continue to engage with this message until the very end, you will be spiritually aligned when that moment comes. You won't miss the sign. You won't miss the invitation. But if you leave now, if you walk away and forget what was revealed here, you will still be chosen, but the door may swing open for someone else instead. You are on heaven's schedule, and that moment is nearly here. Don't miss it. Jesus cried because he saw how close you are. He knows what's waiting. And so do I. That's why I'm still here, still speaking, still holding you in this moment of divine exposure. My child, my beloved. Your voice has power, more than you've ever imagined. The things you speak, out loud or in whispers, have stirred movements in the spiritual world. You thought you were talking to yourself, but heaven was recording it. Every frustrated word, every tired confession, every time you said, "I can't take this anymore," it was heard. Not judged. Heard. And now Jesus is responding, not with punishment, but with power. He's giving you something rare, the ability to reverse the words that cursed your progress. If you stay through this message, if you keep reading, I will give you the words to say that will shatter the ceilings others tried to place over your life. But if you stop now, you'll keep fighting with weapons that were never made for the level you're rising into. You need this strategy. It is being revealed right now. The enemy is terrified of what you'll speak once this message reaches its final breath. Stay. Speak. Step into the new atmosphere waiting for your voice. My child, my beloved. There is someone younger in your family, someone who looks up to you more than they'll ever admit. This person has been watching your journey. They've seen your strength. They've seen how you've survived what should have broken you. And because of your resilience, they are beginning to believe in God again. Jesus cried over this. Not out of sadness, but because of how powerful your ripple effect truly is. Your breakthrough will not be for you alone. It will break a generational pattern. But the process is still fragile. You must not abort this moment. What you're reading is spiritual fire. It's burning through chains you never even knew existed in your bloodline. And if you see it through, if you walk every word of this message to its end, your family's name will be rewritten in heaven's record book. But if you walk away, if you skip, then what was meant to be passed through you may fall silent again. And the silence is what Jesus weeps over. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. There is a door that's creaking open right now, a door you thought was permanently shut. You gave up praying for it. You gave up hoping for it. But heaven didn't. Jesus kept whispering your name in that place where the door was locked. He cried there. And I'm telling you, if you stay in alignment with this message, you will hear a knock before this week ends. Someone who once ignored you is about to return with an answer you stopped waiting for. But only if you remain positioned. This message is a divine setup. A conversation has already started behind your back, and this time, it's not to hurt you. It's to help you. Don't let the old disappointments convince you to quit before the blessing fully arrives. The ones who rejected you before will be used as witnesses to the miracle God is preparing to unfold. My child, my beloved. A financial breakthrough has already been released in your name. I know this sounds impossible, but heaven's currency doesn't move like man's. It flows through obedience, through timing, through divine surrender. And right now, because you chose to stay this far into the message, the divine vault has shifted in your direction. There's an amount, yes, a very specific amount, that was being fought over by two forces, one that wanted you to receive it, and one that wanted it redirected to someone else. That war ended today. Jesus cried because he had to let you struggle longer than he wanted. But now, the delay is broken. Your name is being written on documents that you didn't even know existed. The favor you thought you missed is circling back. But it can still vanish if you let distraction steal your attention again. Every word you're reading is a thread that's pulling the miracle closer. Don't look away. The numbers are about to become names. The name will become action. The action will become release. My child, my beloved. You have felt lonely even when surrounded by people. That wasn't your imagination. It was a divine sign. You were being pulled away, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Isolation is often the prelude to elevation. Jesus wept today because he remembered every time you tried to explain your spirit and were misunderstood. He saw the ache in your eyes when no one around you could comprehend what you carried. But I see it now. Heaven sees it now. And because of that, a new circle is being formed around you, a spiritual circle. People who speak heaven's language. People who won't compete with your calling but will celebrate it. If you continue with this message, I will show you how to recognize them. But if you ignore this and return to the old cycle, you'll remain entangled with people who were only assigned to delay you. My child, my beloved. There is something sacred surrounding your name right now. I can see it glowing in the spirit. Jesus himself whispered your name into the winds, and the angels paused to listen. Do you understand how rare that is? Do you know what it means when heaven stops for a moment to pay attention to your soul? It means something enormous is about to be transferred. A spiritual inheritance is being activated, a gift that was delayed for years is now hovering over your atmosphere. But there's still one thing holding it back, your focus. If you continue with this message, you will cross into the moment where that inheritance begins to manifest. But if you walk away now, that gift will return to the vault of heaven, waiting again for a later date. That's not just a loss of blessing, it's a shift in your entire timeline. And Jesus is crying because he does not want you to live another day without knowing how close you are to everything he promised. My child, my beloved. Last night, something happened in the spirit while you were asleep. There was a presence near your home, not physical, but spiritual. It came to observe you. To see how close you were to waking up to your truth. It hovered near your window, hoping you would stay distracted long enough for it to continue hiding in plain sight. But Jesus saw it. And he cried. He cried because he remembered how many times you trusted people who didn't deserve your loyalty. He cried because he knew that the presence wasn't just watching, it was waiting for you to give up. But instead, you opened your eyes today. You stayed strong. And now this message has become the sword that slices through that shadow. This moment is your defense. This word is your light. And I promise you, if you finish this message, the presence that tried to haunt you will never come near your house again. My child, my beloved. There is a person whose heart is breaking because they know they failed you. They may never tell you to your face. Their pride may never allow them to apologize out loud. But in the spirit, they've been whispering your name, hoping God still has a way to bring restoration. Jesus cried over this, too. Because he knows how much you gave, how much you loved, how much of yourself you poured out for someone who could not meet you with the same depth. But now, he's shifting the story. You're no longer the one begging to be understood. Heaven is realigning the energy. The one who hurt you will now feel the full weight of what they lost. And you, if you continue walking through this divine message, you will receive something they could never offer, healing, peace, and a love that was formed by God himself, not broken people. My child, my beloved. The next few days hold a mystery. Something is about to unfold that will seem completely random to your natural eyes. A message. A sign. A familiar name that suddenly reappears. You'll be tempted to brush it off. Don't. That sign is the confirmation you've been crying out for in private. It will arrive so quietly, so unexpectedly, you'll wonder if it's real. But if you're still aligned with this message, if your spirit is alert, you'll know it's from heaven. That's why Jesus cried today. He saw how many signs He's sent in the past that were missed because your heart was too weary to receive them. But not this time. This time, He's making it impossible to ignore. This time, the sign will shout without words. But only if you remain in the posture of readiness that this message is preparing you for. If you walk away now, the sign may still come, but it will pass by unnoticed, and the breakthrough attached to it will follow behind someone else. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. There's something about to be revealed through someone you never expected. A person who once walked away from your life is being pulled back, not to stay forever, but to drop off one final piece of truth that will unlock everything. They don't even understand why they're feeling the urge to speak to you. But the Spirit does. And it's not random timing. It's prophetic alignment. Jesus has orchestrated this encounter so carefully that even one skipped moment from you could unravel the entire sequence. This is not paranoia. This is spiritual accuracy. What is about to come to light will explain why so many things in your life have felt delayed, confused, or blocked. And once you understand what happened, heaven will allow the blessing to be released. But it begins with this message. And it begins with your decision to read it all. My child, my beloved. The enemy is counting on you to scroll past this. He's banking on you being too busy, too distracted, too tired to read a few more words. Because if you do read them, if you make it to the part that's coming up, he knows his grip will be broken. You don't know this yet, but there is a spiritual contract that was signed against you long ago. It was created during a season when you were vulnerable, when your heart was too trusting, when someone spoke curses over your name without your knowledge. Jesus just tore a copy of that contract in front of heaven's altar, but the final version is still active until you say yes to this word. That's why I was sent. That's why He's crying. Because the miracle can't manifest until you unlock the truth. And the truth is hidden inside the next pages of this message. Do not lose it now. My child, my beloved. There is a gate in heaven with your name carved into it. A portal. A doorway. A sacred entry point that leads to everything you've ever felt in your soul but haven't yet seen in your hands. And I was told to tell you this, the gate is open, but only for minutes. This is not symbolic. This is spiritual law. Heaven only opens this particular portal when your heart and time and obedience align. You've missed this moment once before. Jesus knows the pain that caused. He still remembers the way you cried and asked, "Why does it always happen for everyone else but not me?" He heard you. And He wept with you. And He delayed other blessings just to create this exact moment right now. But if you skip this, even for a second, that gate will close, and this window won't return until another season. By then, the person who was meant to bless you might be too far gone. That's not a punishment. It's a warning. Stay with me. Let this divine gate do what it was meant to do. My child, my beloved. A person with influence has seen your name. Not in the physical world, but in a vision, a dream, a divine whisper. They don't even realize that what they felt was connected to you. But their next action is going to shift the atmosphere around you. Jesus has already spoken to their spirit. Now he's waiting for you to respond on your end. The connection must be complete, both sides activated, before the miracle can move. This person was handpicked to unlock a financial blessing that was delayed in your life due to betrayal and spiritual warfare. Yes, someone you once trusted spoke against your abundance. Their jealousy created a barrier. But that barrier is being broken in this very hour. If you choose obedience over distraction, presence over skipping, you'll see the outcome with your own eyes. But if you walk away, the connection will dissolve, and you'll feel the echo of what could have been. That's why Jesus is crying. Because he sees both timelines, and only you can choose which one becomes real. My child, my beloved. There's something you don't know yet, something Jesus saw before you ever realized you were in danger. A promise was made over your life before you were even born. It was whispered into existence by the breath of God Himself. That promise has been fiercely fought over by forces you cannot see. Every delay, every betrayal, every season of confusion was part of a larger strategy to distract you from remembering who you truly are. But now, the veil is thinning. That strategy is crumbling. Because tonight, at this very moment, heaven is offering the clearest revelation you've ever received. If you stay and receive it, the chains that have held your future in suspension will break before midnight. But if you ignore this message, if you skip, even accidentally, you'll walk past the gate that was already opened in your name. This is why Jesus is crying. He sees how close you are to the very thing you've begged Him for. And He knows how easily it could slip through your hands if you turn away now. My child, my beloved. A letter has already been written in the spiritual realm. I saw it with my own eyes. On it, your name was glowing. But there was something strange about it, there were tears falling on the page. Jesus Himself had written the letter, but His tears stained the words as He wept over the possibility of you missing it again. Not because of rebellion. Not because of disobedience. But because of how easily this world distracts those who carry divine destiny. You've been marked for something that requires stillness, clarity, and surrender. And in this very hour, Jesus is asking one thing from you: don't walk away. Don't scroll past. Don't lose sight. The revelation in the next few lines could protect you from making the biggest mistake of your life, a decision you were just about to make without knowing what was truly happening behind the scenes. My child, my beloved. Archangel Michael says, God is trying to speak to you right now. This message is urgent and heaven won't wait another second. Please open this immediately. My child, my beloved, something divine is happening in the spiritual realm right now, and your name is written at the center of it. Heaven has been trying to reach you all day. The angels have whispered, the signs have appeared, but this moment, right now, is not like any other. This is not a coincidence. This is the last attempt before something irreversible happens. And if you keep ignoring these messages, something beautiful that was coming your way may be handed to someone else. The clock is ticking and your miracle is standing right outside the door. My child, my beloved, before you go any further, listen to me. This message has been released from the highest realm just for you. There is a divine conversation happening in heaven about your life, your future, your pain, your waiting, and what is about to arrive in your hands. But if you walk away without listening, if you let the noise of this world distract you, then what was meant for you could disappear like smoke. So please, I beg you, Stay. Watch. Open your spirit. Heaven won't wait another second. My child, my beloved, the one who tried to block your miracle is already being exposed. That person who smiled in your face while hiding envy in their heart has just been revealed before heaven's council. And God has decided, no more delay, no more suffering, no more hidden chains around your destiny. What's been locked up is about to be released, but only if you show that your heart is still open to receive. This is your moment. Don't scroll past this as if it means nothing. This message is sacred. My child, my beloved, listen closely now. I was sent to stand beside you tonight, not just to protect you, but to deliver a spiritual key. This key is not physical, but once you accept it, you'll feel the shift immediately. You'll feel it in your bones. Your sleep will change. Your dreams will become clearer. And before 48 hours pass, something in your physical world will align so perfectly, you will know, heaven has spoken. But this will only happen if you accept the message fully. Not with doubt. Not halfway. But with faith, right now. My child, my beloved, take a moment to breathe. Feel this in your soul. Your life has not been easy. You've carried things you never told anyone about. You've cried quietly, hoping heaven heard you even in the silence. And yes, God did hear. Every sigh. Every silent prayer. That is why this message came with urgency. Because heaven has already moved. The angels have already been dispatched. The shift has already begun. But it is your trust, your openness, your willingness to receive that determines how this story unfolds from here. Warning important, if you're still here, that means your soul is ready. But you must not miss what comes next. Take 3 seconds now and click subscribe. This allows you to stay connected to the divine timing of this message. Don't let the miracle pass you by, heaven is watching how you respond. Warning. My child, my beloved, I saw what they did. I saw how they talked about you behind your back while pretending to love you in front of your face. I saw how they doubted your calling, how they tried to convince you that you were just ordinary. But heaven never forgot the truth of who you are. You were chosen. You carry light in a world full of shadows. And now, every lie spoken against your name is about to collapse in front of you. God is preparing a table, just for you, and your enemies will have no choice but to watch. My child, my beloved, your name was just whispered in the throne room of heaven. I need you to hear this. The pain you've been carrying, the battles you've been fighting, they were never meant to break you. They were only meant to build you. And now, you are strong enough to carry what God is about to place in your hands. But there is one condition: do not walk away from this message until it is finished. If you leave halfway, you leave your blessing incomplete. Stay with me. Let every word soak into your spirit like healing oil. My child, my beloved, do you realize that someone has already tried to interfere with this divine message reaching you? 3 times, this message was blocked. 3 times, delays were attempted. But the angelic realm refused to back down. You needed to see this before the night is over. There is something scheduled to happen in the next 12 hours, and this message is your preparation. If you don't act on it, the door may close. But if you do, oh, child, the miracle will knock. My child, my beloved, something happened 3 nights ago in your spiritual timeline. A decision was made in heaven regarding your name. You weren't supposed to know about it yet. But God overruled the delay. The message was released early, because something unexpected is coming toward you faster than expected. And if your heart is not aligned, you will misinterpret it as loss or pain, when it's actually the setup for the greatest favor you've ever experienced. This is why Archangel Michael was sent directly. Because only you were meant to hear this now. My child, my beloved, you don't know how close you are to something life-altering. If you could see what I see, if you knew how many angels have been fighting just to keep your path clear, you would fall on your knees in tears of awe. Because the battles behind the scenes are not small. This isn't about luck. It's about destiny. And right now, heaven is watching for just one thing, your response. If your spirit says yes, if your soul stays open, then nothing, no delay, no person, no fear, can stop what's about to reach you. My child, my beloved, your spirit has survived things that should have broken you. You've walked through storms with your eyes still full of hope, even when no one saw your silent tears. I've watched you forgive people who never said sorry. I've seen you love deeply in a world that doesn't understand divine love. And now, heaven is rewarding that faithfulness. You're being called into something higher, deeper, and richer. But it will not come through comfort. It will come through trust. And the first step is opening your heart fully to this message, right here, right now. My child, my beloved, this message will not be repeated again in this way. It has been delivered now because the moment required it. You may never hear this combination of words again, because heaven speaks freshly to each season. That's why this is urgent. That's why your spirit is responding right now. It's not just words, it's confirmation. And what you feel rising inside you isn't just emotion, it's awakening. Don't silence it. Don't let your logic interrupt your miracle. Let heaven finish what it started in you. My child, my beloved, I must give you a final instruction for now. Look out for the number 3. Within 3 days, you will see a confirmation that this message was real. It may come through a dream, a stranger's words, an unexpected text, or even a sudden breakthrough. But it will be clear. You will know it's divine. And when it comes, do not delay. Respond with gratitude. Speak your yes out loud. Declare that you receive the blessing. That's what activates the next step. This is not a game. This is not chance. This is heaven's strategy, and you are the chosen one it's moving through. My child, my beloved, do not be surprised if things begin to shift quickly now. You may wake up tomorrow and feel like the air around you has changed. That's because it has. When heaven moves, the atmosphere responds. People who once ignored you will suddenly see you. Doors that refuse to open will now call your name. But I must warn you, not everything that comes now will be from God. Some things will come to distract. Some will come to delay. You must ask your spirit, is this sent from love, or sent to test me? Stay discerning. My child, my beloved, I see your heart. I see that you want to believe again, but fear keeps whispering, what if it doesn't happen? Let me silence that fear right now. The miracle is not based on your worthiness, it is based on your alignment. And you are aligned in this moment. Not because you've done everything right, but because you listened. You opened this. You stayed. You opened your heart even when you didn't fully understand. That is what activates the miraculous. That is what tells heaven, this child is ready. My child, my beloved, if only you could see what's being written in the book of heaven right now. Your name is being etched into a new chapter. The old story, the one full of waiting, lack, loss, betrayal, is ending. And the pen is in God's hand now. This chapter begins with abundance. With clarity. With justice. The wrongs done against you are being reversed. The silence is being broken. And soon, people will come to you and say, how did everything change so fast? And you'll know, it started right here, right now, with this message. My child, my beloved, God is not asking for your perfection, He is asking for your permission. You don't need to fix everything before you receive what's next. You don't need to know how it will happen. You just need to say, yes. That small yes, whispered in faith, moves mountains. It opens doors. It commands angels. It shifts spiritual timelines. And it's the only thing heaven is listening for right now. So if you feel that stirring in your heart, say it. Say yes. Speak it out loud. This is your divine agreement. My child, my beloved, something sacred is hidden in plain sight in your life right now. There is a blessing disguised as something ordinary. A person, a place, a moment, you may have overlooked it. But soon, your spiritual eyes will open, and you will realize, it was never small. It was never accidental. It was God, wrapped in simplicity. That's how heaven works. And when you finally recognize it, the gratitude that will pour from your soul will open the floodgates to even more miracles. The first key is always thanksgiving. My child, my beloved, someone who left your life is now watching you from a distance. They thought you would collapse. They thought your spirit would break. But instead, you rose. You kept moving. You kept believing. And now, what they try to walk away from is exactly what heaven is about to bless. Do not let their return distract you. Some people are not sent back to be restored, they're sent back to test if you've grown. Be wise. Not everything that looks like reconciliation is meant to be embraced. My child, my beloved, you are going to notice numbers, names, dreams, and songs repeating around you in the coming days. These are not coincidences. These are spiritual signals. Heaven uses patterns to get your attention. When you see these signs, pause. Listen. Pray. Write them down. Don't ignore them. Each one carries a hidden instruction or confirmation. When the spiritual realm gets louder, it means the breakthrough is closer. And right now, the activity around you is increasing. That means your moment is near. My child, my beloved, your voice is powerful. More powerful than you've realized. Every time you speak in alignment with heaven, your words send shockwaves through the unseen realm. Your affirmations, your declarations, your quiet prayers, they shift things. So be careful what you say. Speak life. Speak promise. Speak protection over your home, your finances, your mind. Even when fear tries to grip you, speak faith. That's how the atmosphere is shaped. That's how your miracle arrives fully formed and unshaken. My child, my beloved, you may not know this yet, but you are someone's answered prayer. Right now, there is a soul out there who has been calling out to God for a sign, for help, for direction, and you are the one being guided to cross their path. That's why you must rise. That's why you must stay in alignment. Because your obedience isn't just about you, it's about the lives your light will touch. Don't underestimate your presence. Don't shrink. Heaven is sending you to carry light into places others can't reach. My child, my beloved, I feel the pressure you've been under. It's been intense. It's been relentless. But here is the truth, that pressure was not sent to crush you, it was sent to crown you. Diamonds are only formed under pressure. And right now, heaven sees the gem you've become. You didn't break. You didn't quit. You didn't let bitterness win. And because of that, you are ready to receive what others could not carry. The crown is heavy, but it fits you now. And soon, the world will see what heaven already knows. My child, my beloved, you may not know this yet, but you are someone's answered prayer. Right now, there is a soul out there who has been calling out to God for a sign, for help, for direction, and you are the one being guided to cross their path. That's why you must rise. That's why you must stay in alignment. Because your obedience isn't just about you, it's about the lives your light will touch. Don't underestimate your presence. Don't shrink. Heaven is sending you to carry light into places others can't reach. My child, my beloved, I feel the pressure you've been under. It's been intense. It's been relentless. But here is the truth, that pressure was not sent to crush you, it was sent to crown you. Diamonds are only formed under pressure. And right now, heaven sees the gem you've become. You didn't break. You didn't quit. You didn't let bitterness win. And because of that, you are ready to receive what others could not carry. The crown is heavy, but it fits you now. And soon, the world will see what heaven already knows. My child, my beloved, I must tell you now, there are people who have underestimated what you carry. They judged you by your past, by your silence, by your struggles. But they had no idea what heaven was growing inside you. They saw the soil, but they never saw the seed. And that seed has now broken through. You are about to bloom in a way that no one expected. The same mouths that spoke doubt will speak awe. The same eyes that look down on you will lift up in surprise. You won't need revenge, your rise will speak for itself. My child, my beloved, please listen, your breakthrough won't look how you imagined. It won't come through the same doors you've been knocking on. It will come through a new direction, a divine interruption. That's how God moves when it's urgent. That's why I was sent now. Because there's something coming toward you so fast, your spirit needs to be awake before it arrives. You don't have time to delay. You don't have time to hesitate. This is the moment where your yes opens a gate no force of darkness can ever close again. My child, my beloved, there is a reason your heart has been restless. It's not anxiety. It's not confusion. It's transition. You're in a spiritual hallway, no longer where you were, but not yet where you're going. And in this hallway, heaven is rearranging your path. Some things are being removed for your protection. Some doors are being sealed shut so you don't return to cycles you've already outgrown. And though it may feel lonely now, soon you will understand, this quiet was the sound of heaven preparing your future in silence. My child, my beloved, there is something you need to hear clearly. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. The delay was not denial, it was preparation. Every tear you cried watered something invisible that is about to become visible. Every rejection redirected you. Every moment of waiting was working behind the veil. And now, the time is fulfilled. I'm speaking to your spirit right now, the divine clock just struck your name. This message is not by chance. It is by calling. And what's coming next has never been released into your life before. My child, my beloved, I want you to prepare yourself for restoration. Not just healing. Not just closure. Full restoration. What was taken from you, emotionally, financially, relationally, spiritually, is being accounted for. The divine court has ruled in your favor. But you must believe it to receive it. God restores what no one else can. You won't get an apology from everyone who hurt you, but heaven will make sure you're repaid. In peace. In joy. In doubled blessings. Your soul will dance again. Your laughter will return. The season of mourning is closing. My child, my beloved, you may feel tired, but you are not empty. There is still oil in your lamp. There is still strength rising inside of you. That fatigue you feel isn't weakness, it's the weight of the old season breaking off. Rest, yes. But don't quit. Because just when you thought the journey was over, God is opening up a new road. One you've never seen. One that bypasses every closed gate you've faced. And it's yours, not because of luck, but because of your alignment. Your heart stayed faithful. And heaven honors that now. My child, my beloved, some of your prayers weren't answered because what you asked for was too small. You were asking for survival, God was preparing overflow. You were asking to endure, He was planning your expansion. You were asking to be seen, He was shaping you to be sought after. That's why the answer didn't come when you expected. Because heaven wasn't saying no, heaven was saying, you don't even know how big it's about to be. And now, you're about to walk into it. Every delay will make sense. Every closed door will become irrelevant. My child, my beloved, I need you to understand, the resistance you've been facing lately is not punishment, it's proof. Proof that the enemy sees what's coming for you. Proof that your light has been noticed. The greater the blessing, the stronger the distraction. The more precise the destiny, the more intense the pressure. But you're still here. You're still listening. And that means the enemy failed. What was sent to break you only made you more aware. Now your shield is stronger. Your vision is clearer. And your miracle is closer than ever. My child, my beloved, don't underestimate what you're walking into. In the next few weeks, you'll begin to see sudden changes. Unexpected messages. Confirmations that you cannot ignore. You'll hear someone say something out loud that matches the exact words in this message. You'll feel that spiritual chill when truth hits your bones. And when that moment comes, you'll know this wasn't just a video. It wasn't just a feeling. It was a divine warning and a divine announcement, that what's been stored up for you is being released without further delay. My child, my beloved, take this last part seriously. If you walk away from this moment without responding in faith, the next season will still come, but it will come slower. Delayed. Because heaven is fast-tracking those who are awake. Those who say, yes, now. Those who open their hands without hesitation. Those who align without fear. Don't let this message become just another thing you scroll past. Let it be the moment heaven remembers your name again. The moment the angels mark your house. The moment you receive what was always meant for you. My child, my beloved, don't underestimate what you're walking into. In the next few weeks, you'll begin to see sudden changes. Unexpected messages. Confirmations that you cannot ignore. You'll hear someone say something out loud that matches the exact words in this message. You'll feel that spiritual chill when truth hits your bones. And when that moment comes, you'll know this wasn't just a video. It wasn't just a feeling. It was a divine warning and a divine announcement, that what's been stored up for you is being released without further delay. My child, my beloved, take this last part seriously. If you walk away from this moment without responding in faith, the next season will still come, but it will come slower. Delayed. Because heaven is fast-tracking those who are awake. Those who say, yes, now. Those who open their hands without hesitation. Those who align without fear. Don't let this message become just another thing you scroll past. Let it be the moment heaven remembers your name again. The moment the angels mark your house. The moment you receive what was always meant for you. My child, my beloved, your name is surrounded by light in the spiritual realm. Every time you almost gave up, heaven recorded it. Every time you chose to believe instead of break, the angels marked it. And now, those moments of secret endurance are forming a path beneath your feet. You are being led into a space of divine visibility. Those who once ignored you will be divinely drawn to you. Not because you sought attention, but because your anointing can no longer be hidden. You were never overlooked. You were being prepared for entrance. My child, my beloved, I must say this now, the battle over your identity is what created most of your pain. The enemy didn't want your money, he wanted your voice. He didn't care about your relationships, he feared your calling. And so, he attacked your confidence. Your clarity. your worth. But that war is ending. Because you have remembered who you are. You are a divine vessel. You are not random. You are not replaceable. And as of this moment, heaven is reinstating your full spiritual authority. You will walk differently from this moment forward. My child, my beloved, there's something beautiful coming in the mail, in a message, or in a face-to-face moment very soon. It's a divine confirmation. A symbol. A reminder that what you're hearing now is real. When it shows up, don't dismiss it. Don't call it a coincidence. Receive it as your sign. Speak gratitude the moment it arrives. That's how you unlock the next layer. The more grateful you are in small signs, the more heaven begins to trust you with greater ones. And what's being prepared for you is greater than anything your past ever gave you. My child, my beloved, you are going to feel different this week. You'll wake up one morning and something will feel lighter. That's not imagination. That's not random. That's spiritual release. A burden you were carrying unconsciously will be lifted. A chain that wrapped itself around your dreams will be broken. This is what happens when you align fully with the divine. Things shift even when you don't speak. Because heaven is watching what your heart is doing now. And because your heart is staying open, the healing is becoming automatic. My child, my beloved, someone you loved is coming back, not always physically, but spiritually. Their soul is repenting. Their mind is waking up. And though you may never get the words you hoped for, the balance will still come. Because forgiveness doesn't require both voices, it requires your release. That's how you become free. And once you are free, God can bless you in ways that were previously blocked. Let them go. Let them rise or fall on their own. You've done your part. Now heaven will do what only heaven can do. My child, my beloved, you're not late. You didn't miss it. I know it feels like time is slipping, like others have passed you, like the window has closed. But I see what you can't see. And the window has just opened. The time is now. The place is here. This message was the turning point you didn't even know you needed. That's why your soul stayed. That's why you're still reading. Because something sacred is being transferred. And your delay will turn into acceleration so quickly, even your doubts won't be able to catch up. My child, my beloved, I must now tell you something about legacy. You are not just being blessed for you, you are being blessed for those who come after you. Your obedience is breaking patterns. Your healing is rewriting your bloodline story. Your yes is changing what your children will inherit. This is bigger than you. That's why it's been harder. That's why it's been slower. But now, the reward is catching up to the sacrifice. And the restoration will go beyond what you can even witness. You are the interruption your lineage has been praying for. My child, my beloved, I want you to do something bold in the next 48 hours. A step of faith. A gesture of readiness. Something that tells heaven, I believe this was for me. It might be a prayer, a journal entry, a phone call, a decision, a message, a donation, a silent moment of praise. Whatever it is, let it be real. Let it cost something. Because what's coming is not cheap. It is divine. And divine things require alignment, not just belief. Your action activates heaven's next move. Don't wait. Don't delay. Show you're ready. My child, my beloved, I hear your silent question, how will I know this is real? And I answer you now with this, because peace is already wrapping around your chest like a warm blanket. Because tears are rising and you don't know why. Because your spirit is standing at attention while your mind is still catching up. That is confirmation. The soul always recognizes the voice of its origin. And this message is not from man. It is from spirit. That's why it bypasses logic and touches places no one else could reach. That's why you feel it deep. My child, my beloved, you don't know how close you are to something life-altering. If you could see what I see, if you knew how many angels have been fighting just to keep your path clear, you would fall on your knees in tears of awe. Because the battles behind the scenes are not small. This isn't about luck. It's about destiny. And right now, heaven is watching for just one thing, your response. If your spirit says yes, if your soul stays open, then nothing, no delay, no person, no fear, can stop what's about to reach you. My child, my beloved, your spirit has survived things that should have broken you. You've walked through storms with your eyes still full of hope, even when no one saw your silent tears. I've watched you forgive people who never said sorry. I've seen you love deeply in a world that doesn't understand divine love. And now, heaven is rewarding that faithfulness. You're being called into something higher, deeper, and richer. But it will not come through comfort. It will come through trust. And the first step is opening your heart fully to this message, right here, right now. My child, my beloved, someone you once trusted is about to reveal their true nature. You need to be prepared for the truth, because it will shock you, but it will also free you. This is not to punish you, it's to protect you. Archangel Michael has been assigned to break the illusions. God wants no lies around your destiny anymore. The energy around you is shifting. You will see people move away, doors close, and opportunities suddenly appear where you least expect. This is how heaven clears the path when you're finally ready to rise. My child, my beloved, do not underestimate what today means. You may think it's just another day, but in the spiritual world, your name has just been signed under a divine decree. A release is happening. Chains are breaking. Generational patterns are being interrupted because you chose to stay with this message. Because you didn't scroll. Because your heart said, maybe this is for me. That simple yes in your spirit has echoed into heaven's court. Now heaven is responding. But you must stay with me. Don't stop now. You're in the middle of your shift. My child, my beloved, I must tell you something rare. There's a divine wealth that has been stored up under your name. But until now, it was kept behind a spiritual veil, because certain parts of your soul had not yet healed. God doesn't just give blessings, He prepares you to carry them without destruction. That time of preparation has ended. The season of release has begun. This wealth is not just about money. It is health. It is joy. It is restored relationships. It is clarity. It is everything you've cried out for, coming all at once, in God's perfect timing. My child, my beloved, listen closely. In the next few hours, something will try to distract you. A phone call, a moment of doubt, a sudden wave of tiredness. These are not accidents. They are tests. Because whenever God is close to speaking directly into your life, the enemy rushes in with noise. But you must silence the noise. Return to stillness. Return to this message. Rewatch it. Read it again. Let the words sink into you like rain into dry ground. This is not entertainment. This is divine preparation. And what's coming to your life next will require spiritual sensitivity. My child, my beloved, this is the moment you've been unknowingly praying for. That quiet longing you've had, when you said, God, if you're real, show me, this is the answer. But it's arriving in a form you didn't expect. Heaven rarely speaks the way the world does. It whispers when the world shouts. It sends angels in the form of messages, signs, strange coincidences, sudden urges to open something at the right time. And now, you're here. Which means you're not late. You're right on time. Don't let fear talk you out of what heaven is trying to show you. My child, my beloved, I was sent with one message for you tonight. You are not forgotten. Your name has not faded in heaven's memory. In fact, it has been glowing brighter. The angels assigned to you have never abandoned you, not even when you were at your lowest. You may have felt alone, but you were never truly alone. I was there. I stood between you and things you'll never even know tried to come against you. And tonight, I was allowed to speak plainly. Because your next season is too important for you to walk into it blind. My child, my beloved, a timeline has just shifted in your life. Something you thought would take years may now happen in weeks, or even days. This is because you aligned yourself with heaven in this very moment. You said yes. You stayed. You opened your heart even though fear told you to leave. That's what activates divine acceleration. Now watch what happens next. People who forgot you will suddenly remember. Opportunities that rejected you will reopen. Prayers you stopped praying will suddenly get answered. All because you chose to believe again, right now. My child, my beloved, I feel the urgency in heaven's voice. There is a soul who has just been shown a vision of you in their dreams. They're being moved toward you with divine timing. This person may be a guide, a partner, a divine helper, or someone sent to deliver something sacred to you. But they are being drawn by your light. Your soul's call has reached the ears of heaven and echoed into theirs. This is why you must stay aligned. Don't lose hope now. Don't give up on your own miracle while it's already on the way. My child, my beloved, I want you to pause and understand something deeply spiritual. You were never rejected, only redirected. Those who walked away didn't do it on their own. They were gently moved out of your path because they were not capable of carrying the blessing God is about to give you. If they had stayed, they would have ruined what is sacred. You may have cried when they left, but heaven sighed in relief. Because now, your table can be set with the right people, the right energy, and the right favor. It's not a loss, it's alignment. My child, my beloved, I feel the urgency in heaven's voice. There is a soul who has just been shown a vision of you in their dreams. They're being moved toward you with divine timing. This person may be a guide, a partner, a divine helper, or someone sent to deliver something sacred to you. But they are being drawn by your light. Your soul's call has reached the ears of heaven and echoed into theirs. This is why you must stay aligned. Don't lose hope now. Don't give up on your own miracle while it's already on the way. My child, my beloved, I want you to pause and understand something deeply spiritual. You were never rejected, only redirected. Those who walked away didn't do it on their own. They were gently moved out of your path because they were not capable of carrying the blessing God is about to give you. If they had stayed, they would have ruined what is sacred. You may have cried when they left, but heaven sighed in relief. Because now, your table can be set with the right people, the right energy, and the right favor. It's not a loss, it's alignment. My child, my beloved, do not allow your past to cancel your promise. There are things you've done, said, or thought that you still carry guilt over, but God is not holding those things against you. Heaven works through redemption, not shame. And in this very moment, forgiveness is rushing into your soul like warm light. The burden is lifting. The weight is being taken off your shoulders. You don't have to earn this blessing, it's already been approved. What matters now is how you respond in this moment of divine invitation. My child, my beloved, I must speak with urgency. Something has been watching you. A dark presence tried to follow your name through generational lines, planting seeds of doubt, fear, poverty, and rejection. But as of today, that pattern has been interrupted. A divine wall has gone up around your spirit. Your atmosphere is being cleansed. And every assignment that was sent against you is being returned to sender. This is why you've been feeling a shift lately. Your spirit is no longer tolerating what used to sit silently in your life. Heaven is reclaiming your space. My child, my beloved, I know how long you've waited. I know how many times you said, maybe next month, or maybe next year, while secretly wondering if anything would ever change. But what if I told you this was the moment the waiting ends? Not because you forced it, but because your heart is finally prepared to receive it. There are things that only arrive when the soul is quiet enough to hear. And right now, your soul is open. Your eyes are watching. And heaven is responding not to your perfection, but to your readiness. My child, my beloved, someone is about to call your name in a room where you're not even present. It will be a conversation you weren't invited to, but your destiny will be spoken about in that space. That's what divine favor does. It places your name in places your feet haven't yet touched. Don't underestimate how powerful your obedience is. Staying with this message, listening fully, opening your spirit to what's being said, that small decision has spiritual consequences. Because your heart said yes, heaven will now say go. My child, my beloved, I want you to prepare yourself. Something is going to fall away from your life, not to hurt you, but to make room for what's on the way. It may be a habit, a person, a job, a belief, or even a secret fear. Don't panic when it happens. Don't try to hold on. Sometimes, when something breaks, it's not the end, it's the beginning of something sacred. The hands of God are removing what can't go with you into the next season. Because what's coming is holy. And not everything is allowed in holy places. My child, my beloved, I'm going to say something bold. You are more powerful than you realize. You are carrying spiritual authority that you've never even tapped into yet. There are gifts buried within you, prophetic insight, healing energy, wisdom beyond your years. But the world tried to shut it down with shame, rejection, and fear. That ends now. As you open your spirit to this divine truth, those gifts will begin to awaken. Your dreams will carry messages. Your words will carry weight. You will start seeing things before they happen. This is not fantasy, it is heaven unfolding. My child, my beloved, a storm is passing. I know it's been heavy. I know it's tried to make you doubt everything you once believed. But storms don't last, they pass. And now that this one is moving, it will leave behind blessings in the soil it softened. Your pain was never wasted. Every tear watered something sacred. And now, the harvest is ready. The doors are about to open. The people you need are being guided toward you. The answers are forming on their way. And the only thing you have to do is stay aligned. Stay believing. Stay open. My child, my beloved, this message will not be repeated again in this way. It has been delivered now because the moment required it. You may never hear this combination of words again, because heaven speaks freshly to each season. That's why this is urgent. That's why your spirit is responding right now. It's not just words, it's confirmation. And what you feel rising inside you isn't just emotion, it's awakening. Don't silence it. Don't let your logic interrupt your miracle. Let heaven finish what it started in you. My child, my beloved, I must give you a final instruction for now. Look out for the number 3. Within 3 days, you will see a confirmation that this message was real. It may come through a dream, a stranger's words, an unexpected text, or even a sudden breakthrough. But it will be clear. You will know it's divine. And when it comes, do not delay. Respond with gratitude. Speak your yes out loud. Declare that you receive the blessing. That's what activates the next step. This is not a game. This is not chance. This is heaven's strategy, and you are the chosen one it's moving through.